It's August, the heat of summer.
What?
Although not really, I shouldn't have worn these shorts today because it's not actually that warm enough.
No, we've got air conditioning in the studio.
Yeah, and now
must
I've
be
got
cold.
cold knees and you have to see my knees.
What
so
even is August?
the
Not
video's
even
off
real
to a
month.
massive failure.
Can't believe it's another August.
Another August.
I was not consulted.
There's one every year these
I
days.
suppose there are games, are there?
Yeah, there are games. Here they are. Early in the month comes an expansion for Hearthstone. Saviours of Uldum brings 135 new cards as you join the League of Explorers to stop the League of EVIL, or Evil if you like, from unleashing the secrets of the city of Uldum and enacting their plan of spreading plagues across the world.
Another Hearthstone expansion.
I know!
It's been that long since the ascension of Thrungor.
Andy is being sarcastic about fantasy tropes,
Talking
even
about-
though he loves Dungeons and Dragons so much.
I loved the Twilight of Ragthor.
I'll be honest, I absolutely love Hearthstone, but I've stopped playing it a while ago and I haven't been tempted to go back. And I'm not sure this expansion is going to be the thing to tempt me. I do like the League of Explorers. They're this kind of sort of jokey, Indiana Jonesy sort of thing that they have in the Hearthstone universe. The thing is, Hearthstone, the mechanic behind it is really, really brilliant. And it's one of, I mean, it's certainly one of the games I've played the most hours in all my life. I really sank a lot of hours into it, and it is really good. I would be interested to know, if you haven't played it before, at this point, how accessible is it, or are the mechanics at this point just so?
I feel like there's
stacked
too
and-
much there
Possibly,
now. I
possibly.
played a bit of Hearthstone when it came out, and it was
Yeah.
quite simple. But now I feel like there's just a lot there.
Only simple to the untrained eye, Andy. For in fact,
One without the eye of Naxthramore.
oh dear. There's a new keyword which is
Thrangator.
it is not Frangator.
What is the keyword then?
Reborn. It means that when a card dies, it comes back to life with 1 health point. I don't know. It's interesting. As always, these expansions always add in some new mechanics to kind of mix things up and keep things fresh. And it means that the meta of people playing the game online for a while is just total chaos. And actually, I always think those few weeks after an expansion comes out are really fun as people sort of scramble to try and figure out what the best new combinations of cards are. Then after a few weeks, it settles into like the same.
Everyone using those cards.
Everyone using the same sort of 3 or 4 decks all the time. Alan Wake and Quantum Break creators Remedy are back with another reality-bending game, Control. You'll play as Jessie Faden as she goes to the Federal Bureau of Control, a secret government agency that studies phenomena that defy scientific law, to search for her brother Dylan. Instead, she ends up in charge and has to use supernatural powers to fight a hostile force known as the Hiss to get everything back to normal. The Hiss.
Yeah, the hiss.
The hiss.
You'd think it was like a load of snakes. It's not. It's like weird people. They're all glitchy. I love Remedy games. There's nothing quite like them out there. They're so idiosyncratic and weird. And this is another example of that kind of Remedy weirdness, in that you're playing as this person in a extremely non-Euclidean building that keeps changing, and there's like an extremely Finnish janitor who speaks in cryptic Finnish expressions to you, and then you just go around teleporting and shooting people. It's good.
It sounds good.
Yeah, I played it at E3 with Jane, and it has quite a lot of the style of combat that I really liked in Quantum Break, which was their
The time sort of
previous.
freezing
Yeah,
and
so
stuff.
it's similar to that sort of combat. Only now you can sort of fly and pick things up and throw them around, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like The Force Unleashed, that kind of thing, where you can use the environment a lot to take people out. Like if you're just shooting people, then you're sort of not really playing it properly. You're supposed to be using all of these different powers, and you unlock more as you go through the game. And of course, it being a Remedy game, there's a load of kind of weird pop culture references and callbacks, and
Do they all exist in the same universe?
Well, good question. I think there are references to the different universes. Like you can find Alan Wake books in Quantum Break and things like that. So
cool.
I think they probably do have a shared universe, but it's just
It's a light touch sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sounds good. Coming from Assassin's Creed creator Patrice Desilets, Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey is a survival game that takes you back in time to live, survive, and evolve our 8 predecessors in prehistoric Africa. Mike has played this.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
Yeah.
It looks
does.
really, really weird.
What do you do in it?
You do all of the things that a prehistoric human ancestor would be getting up to. So you can have children,
Be eaten.
climb trees,
By a wolf.
presumably be eaten. I think there's quite a lot of stuff about the interpersonal relationships within your clan.
You love apes. Luke?
Yes.
Are you
I do have
excited?
a soft spot for apes, yes.
Are you excited for the ape action
I am, yeah.
contained within
I am, yeah.
ancestors?
I suppose I'm cautiously excited because based on what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be quite sort of family-based and all about kind of creating this world and sort of furthering the gene pool. Was what I appreciate in an ape game is when you get to sort of smash through a wall and stuff. And wars haven't been invented yet, so that probably won't happen.
Would you say you're ready to go ape?
I'm ready to go ape.
Would you be happy for the quote, "I'm ready to go ape," to appear on the box of ancestors attributed to you?
No. I want to be so clear about that. When you go down to the woods today, you're sure for a big surprise, as found footage horror Blair Witch makes its way to the Xbox One with a first-person horror adventure. This is cool, right?
Yeah, this was a surprise announcement at E3 back in June, and they were like, yeah, it's out in August.
Which is cool.
Soon.
Yeah.
I presume they were working on it beforehand. They didn't just start in June and now it's done.
Yeah.
Like, well, I guess
it's not very good.
We had 2 months and
yeah.
I don't know.
It's mostly just the title screen.
Yeah.
The Blair Witch occasionally pops up and goes.
It's a match 3 puzzle game. It's a match 3 Blair Witches. No, I'm excited for this. I love horror games, and the Blair Witch is a cool property. I like the movie. I liked the second movie, no one else did.
Controversial.
Yeah, Book of Shadows, I thought it was scary. Being a big horror fan, I'm definitely going to play this. Whether they manage to pull off like a decent first-person psychological horror game versus a not very good one, and to be fair, most first-person psychological horror games fall into that second category.
Fall into the not very good.
Not very good. So if it's more PT and less, God, there's so many of them.
Like Outlast or something.
Outlast
is pretty good, but
Yeah.
it's quite. I want it to be not insanely nasty. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I don't think Blair Witch is. It's more of that kind of implied horror.
Yeah.
There was the bit in the trailer with the person facing the wall in the cabin.
Yeah, that is such a weird thing for the Blair Witch to do, isn't it? Sort of trick you into you get tricked into looking into the corner.
Yeah.
And then while you're looking into the corner,
Gets you.
the Blair Witch sort of gets you.
You get Blair Witch.
You get Blair Witch. It's weird though, isn't it? Like, why looking into the corner?
Because it's a scary image.
I think it's only scary because it's been in the Blair Witch. I think if I walked into a room and someone was just looking into the corner and I hadn't seen Blair Witch yet, I'd be like, this is comical if anything.
No, I think it was scary.
Later I'll hide in a room that Andy's going to be walking into and be looking into the corner.
No, I already told you I find it scary. What I should
we'll
do
see
is
what
do
you-
it in your house, and then when you come home, I'm just stood in the corner.
Yeah,
Then you'll be like,
Lol.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
We'll
later?
see. We'll find out. Supermassive, the creative team behind Teen Murder Sim Until Dawn, are back with the start of an anthology with the Dark Pictures Man of Medan. This interactive drama horror has its victims trapped on a ghost ship in the middle of the ocean and has the new addition of couch and online co-op modes alongside its solo story. We've played this. I've
Yep.
played it a
You've
couple
played
times.
more of it than I have.
Yes,
we
that's
played
right.
about 15 minutes of it a while ago.
Yeah. Fundamentally, we were just talking about Blair Witch, and I also really enjoy horror games. This is one that asks you to make like several key important decisions
Why are
along
they
the
all
way.
coming out in August, not October? It's like, wait 2 months, guys, and then it's the
Yeah.
spookiest month of all.
That's a real good point. Presumably, they know that Luigi's Mansion 3 is on the horizon, and they think if that comes out at Halloween,
Yeah.
no one's playing our games.
Or presumably one of the scariest things is surprise, isn't it? So you'd be expecting it to come out in October.
Yeah, that's
But then
true.
you go into the game shop and you see Blair Witch,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's August.
When is it? Whoa. Oh, it's like when you see like adverts or things online for Mother's Day in the US,
Yeah.
because we have a different Mother's Day in the UK, and you
then
see
you-
those and you're like, I forgot Mother. No,
And then
it
you
already
remember
happened.
that your mother is a vampire. And you're like,
Yeah. Where were we?
Oh, yeah, Man
Oh
of
yeah,
Medan.
Man of Medan. Yeah. I think this has the potential to be really sort of silly, scary fun because it asks
Yeah.
you to make a number of decisions. Those decisions will determine which of the like gang stay alive and which ones don't. So that sort of choosing your adventure thing is inherently, I think, entertaining. I don't think they're aiming for, or I don't think they especially will deliver kind of tense, brilliant, supernatural chills.
No.
I think it's just going to be like kind of daft, like a daft horror movie.
But it's like the thing when you're watching a daft horror movie and someone's doing something, you're like, don't do that, you
Yes.
idiot. It's like
It's like that.
but they listen to you because you're controlling them.
yeah.
So finally,
It's got some, you can play it online, which is kind of interesting. I think when you play it online, at least based on the little bit that I've played it, there's a possibility that it might introduce little bits of lag. And I would say that just because it's a horror game and kind of timing is important, it doesn't take very, very much sort of internet interference for something to really pull you out the moment and break your sort of spooky immersion. I think I'd rather play it offline, just single player. There's a couch co-op mode as well, which more or less boils down to passing the controller to someone else so that they can be in control for a while. But at least that gives it more of like a party game feel.
I was talking to Jane about this on the show of the week, and we were saying that we should do a live stream with it and just let the comments decide what we do, the decisions.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. Some of them are timed.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to play this because I loved Until Dawn. I love spooky stuff. So yeah, beginning to go.
A new Platinum Games title comes to the Nintendo Switch. Astral Chain sees you fighting aliens after disaster strikes in a huge city called the Ark. With mysterious dimensional portals opening up everywhere, it's up to you and your special living weapon called the Legion to fight back and save the day. Platinum Games, makers of things like Bayonetta and Nier Automata.
Yep, the Wonderful 101.
The way that
Reigns,
the thing
a lot of good action games.
Yeah, they really, really excel in fighty games that feel really good when you're doing the fighting.
Yeah.
So it's just as well that having watched the trailer, I cannot make head nor tail of what is going on in this game.
Honestly, what's not to understand, Luke? It's about anime future police who are fighting terrorist aliens with a ghost chain,
and they're connected to each other. With a chain.
Like a ghost chain.
I like the idea. Like looking at gameplay of it, I really liked the way that the fighting involves two characters on screen, but you're controlling them both.
Yeah,
that looks kind of fun. I saw a bit where, for example, like you can use the chain to sort of do like the 8080s on Hoth kind of thing, where you kind of like grab one and sort of pull it down. So it looks like there'll be some fun attacks. It looks really, really over the top.
Yeah, I must admit this has not been on my radar, but then there aren't many games companies where I can basically guarantee that I'm going to enjoy them, their games, and Platinum is one of those.
Yeah,
those development studios. So everything I've played by Platinum, I've really enjoyed. So I'm fairly confident in saying that it's probably going to be good.
Visual novel Necrobarista sees you working in a magical Melbourne coffee shop that serves both the living and the dead, who get one last night to mingle before they move on. With dozens of intersecting stories in a 3D anime style, this suspense story looks very intriguing. This looks super interesting. I know because I was talking to Johnny Chiodini earlier, a friend of the show, Johnny Chiodini, and he was saying that this is a game that he's played and is really, really excited for.
Yeah.
It's got a very, very quirky style. I think that the music, at least in that trailer, is really cool.
Yeah,
so,
it's a visual novel, right? So
yes,
sort of like
an
Ace Attorney game, only it's got more sort of first-person exploration and things like that. But it sounds like a lot of the game is very conversational based. You're a barista in a coffee shop that exists in both the human living plane and the dead plane where souls go after they die.
Yeah.
And you need to have these conversations with people who've just died and try and convince them that they are dead and that it's time to move on.
Yeah, I think the way to do that is with coffee, I think.
Yes, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
I'd make you a nitro cold brew and be like, drink this, and I'd be like, do you feel caffeinated? Not really. Well, you're dead.
Yeah, so, I often feel like I'm dead until I've had coffee.
I believe PS4 and Switch versions are in the works for next year.
Okay, so it's PC only at the moment.
A lot of these indie games come out on PC first,
yeah,
and that's the point at which those PC gamers get to play them first. They get the privilege of knowing about the best game to come out this year, slightly before everyone else, and then they have to suffer it coming to console and everyone else being like, oh, have you heard of Undertale? It's good.
Said that like one time.
So Andy, those were some of the games coming out in August 2019.
Should have been October for some of them, just saying.
Should have. What of those games are you most excited for?
Luke, I will tell you.
Here it comes. He's divining it.
Blair Witch.
Blair Witch?
Keen to play it.
Okay.
Want to get spooked.
Okay.
Yeah, I would.
Okay, I thought for sure you'd go for Control, so I'll go for Control.
Okay. I am excited for Control as well, but I haven't played Blair Witch at all, so that's why I'm excited to play it.
Pretty cool. All right, are there any games coming out in August that we've missed? If so, pop them in the comments so that fellow travellers who are looking for new games to play may find them and see them. And if you enjoyed this, then please do subscribe to Outside Xtra and Outside Xbox, which is where Andy lives.
That's where I live.
In a little digital house.
Yeah, I stand in the corner looking at the wall.
Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.